degree to go onto your resume for either grad school or job applications after you graduate. Here are our names. I'm Amber Clark. We've got Ashley Long, Stormy Potts, Ashley Burns, and Bethany Ames. We are each, no, one, which one? Bethany's not here, sorry. So I believe you're going to cover Bethany's part. So I'm going to talk about department involvement. This turtle will make sense in a minute. Getting involved in your department is a great way to, I put grad school because that's where I'm going, but it also applies to applying for jobs after graduation. There may be more than just clubs in your department to get involved with. People to ask are your professors, department secretary, and department head. What I did, I'm a psychology major, so I'm a member of the Psych Club and Psych-Eye. But I wanted to do something else, get more involved in another way. So I started asking around, and I did not know that the psychology department had an animal lab. In our animal lab, we have rats and turtles that we use for like operant conditioning studies and behavior studies and things like that. And so I started taking care of turtles. In addition to caring for the turtles, that's why the turtle picture. In addition to just taking care of the turtles, I've also got to work on some research with them. So it has been a great experience for my resume. It is important. Also, when you're looking for letters of recommendation post-graduation or towards the end of graduation, it gives them something else to talk about. It gives them more insight into you and your capabilities. So it's great for letters of recommendation. It also, in an application or an interview, it gives you something more to discuss other than just your school experiences. Well, I also did this really cool thing with the turtles that not everybody got to do. So it sets you apart from other applicants. So. Yep, that one.
All right, well, hello, my name is Ashley Long. I'm a senior here at Missouri Southern studying conservation biology, and I'm going to tell you about internships, not just for medical professionals. A lot of people do internships. The best thing about it is you gain experience and you can get paid for it, and sometimes it's just volunteer work. I'm lucky I got paid for it this past summer. Just what it can be temporary, but it can also lead to a permanent job position. One of the other ladies that I study under, she's kind of like my mentor. She did an internship for 2 semesters at the Department of Conservation here in Joplin, and she got hired on full time, and now she's moving up in the ranks, which is kind of nice. It does give you good experience. A lot of people want you to have that experience, but without a degree and your fancy piece of paper that says, hey, I paid a bunch of money and went to school, you really don't get that experience a lot of places, because a lot of places won't hire you if you don't have a degree. So this is a really good way to do it. And it also builds your social skills. I'm standing up here right now and I hate talking in front of people, but I did it all summer and it's not too bad. So you get to learn a whole bunch of different life skills and lessons. The place that I went, I listed first. I did a state park over the summer here in Missouri. I went to Roaring River State Park and became an interpreter for the summer. Taught mostly little kids. It's all kind of just depending on what you want to do. I like kids and animals, and a lot of people like to go in and take people's teeth out. I can't do that. That's not my thing. But a lot of places will offer it. You just have to ask the right people. Your advisors are a great place. I'm sure if you asked anybody at Project Stay, they could probably find you one. They're all over the place, and some of them are paid. You get paid to do it. I get paid 40 hours a week to go do just a bunch of random stuff most of the time. So yeah, just see. Also, ask your current employer. If you are currently working somewhere that you're studying to be better into, they can find you different places to go. Bigger hospitals, bigger universities, all kinds of places. That's all like that.
Alright, which one? That one? That one? Okay, I can do that. Hi guys, I'm Stormy. I'm currently a sophomore, and I'm going to talk to you about volunteering. So why would you volunteer? It not only gives you a chance to, give back to your community, but it can also give you a chance to be a part of something bigger. It also helps promote self-fulfillment and makes you feel really awesome about yourself sometimes. What's in it for me? Pretty much everything. You can get professional experiences. It promotes self-growth and self-esteem, and understanding your community needs help foster empathy and self-efficiency. And and it also gives you a chance to learn about you, your government, and your community, which I feel like might be kind of important in the long run. Alright, so I know some people have a mindset of, if everybody else is doing it, why should I? If everybody had that mindset, nothing would get done. If you just take a minute to imagine what our schools, our parks, our place of worship, and our libraries, and what they would look like, it's not really a pretty sight. A lot of needs would go unmet, and opportunities would be lost. The ones that are most important would be the ones that would give us a chance to grow. And the truth is that you will likely cross paths with at least one volunteer every day, no matter where you are. So it is quite a large impact. And if you're still not sold on all of that, I have more, trust me. Volunteering, it helps you make a difference. It encourages civic responsibilities, and it strengthens your community. It brings people together, and it saves resources. The estimated value of a volunteer's time is $15.39 per hour, which is really good. It's also good for you. It relieves stress, and it promotes healthier moods and emotions. So there are tons of places. You just kind of have to look around. You can always ask. I know Kohl's does one of them. You help give back to small children. And then also you can go through your work. You can ask your professor if there's anything. And also it should be something that you're passionate about or something that sounds interesting to make it that much more fulfilling for you. And some opportunities that I thought we should talk about are the VAVS, it's the Veterans Volunteer Services, and you can do student volunteering and can be nominated for college scholarships. So there's kind of a perk coming out of it. You can do research, social work, nursing or medical administration, pharmacy, occupational therapy, laboratory medicine, and they have an entire list of things that you can do. And I feel like this is important because every 22 seconds a veteran commits suicide. So just your time could help save a life too. Then next we have Watered Gardens, which Project State is doing a canned food drive at the moment, so maybe I can help you get canned food.
Little plug for it.
Yeah. Watered Gardens, you can help serve food, you can mentor residents, or you can volunteer time to talk to people. Which I know that sounds really, not really doing much. But honestly, it does a lot. Just talking could probably, help change their mindset on things and give them hope that they never thought that they could ever, achieve again. And then we have the Salvation Army. You can volunteer times, you can donate your clothes, participate in canned food drives as well, and then you can also participate in the Angel Tree, which is they put children anonymously. You don't get to see pictures or anything, but you get a name, an age, and a sex, and then you get a list of things that they would like for Christmas. And you can help, buy them essentials and then things that they would really like for Christmas to make it a whole lot better if their families can't provide it for them. And then we also have the Humane Society. You can have direct animal contact, grounds work, general maintenance, laundry and dishes, and light dog walking. You can also get the chance to help be a vet tech and socializing the animals. Art feeds, you can donate supplies and take time to help with projects, which we do have a lot of that going on around town, usually all the time. And for Girl Scouts, you can be a role model or a troop leader. You're basically being an adventure maker, and you're giving them the confidence that, building up their confidence that they'll need later in life. And there's many, many more. You can just type into Google. The options seem really endless.
I love what Stormy talked about, because volunteering has majorly impacted my life, like hugely. I got a lot of scholarships from volunteering, and the current job that I work at also, it's just been amazing, so definitely volunteer. And another thing that has majorly impacted my life is studying abroad. I got to study abroad last summer, and here's just a little collage of my trip. I took the backpacking trip with Dr. Wells and Dr. Schling. It was just a 2-week trip during intercession. in between, like before the summer classes, and we went to the Czech Republic, Poland, and Denmark, and it was amazing. How many of you have studied abroad here through MSSU? Nobody studied abroad? You've studied, okay, so one of us. So it's really, actually, I'm going to talk about how maybe you can do it and kind of get you into the mindset that is definitely doable for you. I know a lot of us, since we're in project stay, money and cost might be a concern, but truly you'll never study abroad or you'll never travel for as cheap or inexpensive as Missouri Southern could offer it to you. So why should you study abroad? There are a ton of reasons. I just kind of listed here. Just traveling experience and just getting to go abroad. It's a totally different experience than just living your life every day here in the U.S. And it's very cost effective as a student. My trip cost me, it was $1,400 because at the time Missouri Southern gave a $750 grant last year. They just upped it this year to $1,000, which is really awesome for these short trips. And also the biology department had like a butterball, like basically another grant or scholarship for the students that were taking this trip. So that was really nice. It's also great for resumes. Like I got this experience, I studied abroad here, and it's not just a vacation. It's kind of like a vacation when you take the 2-week the short trips and not the full semester. But it's on a resume, it's a study. I went and I studied abroad because we studied early scientists, so it was really fun. And you could just expand your experiences in languages, cultures, money. It was really interesting because the 3 different countries that we went to had all different languages and all different currencies. And it was really crazy, but by the time we were done in each country, we were so familiar and so used to using their money. And then we had to get used to a new money. It was really annoying because it wasn't in the Eurozone at all 3 different monies. It was really cool though, and it was really interesting, and it just builds your confidence and experience when you have to go up to someone who doesn't speak your language and you have to make a purchase. It's a weird experience, but it's really cool, and it's awesome to get used to that and have that experience under your belt if you have to do that. We met a ton of great people. We got to talk with the locals there, see what they thought about America. They got to see what we thought about their country. You'll definitely won't regret it. There's no way. I mean, it's one of the most amazing experiences I've had in my entire life. And so how to get started, how I got started, I wasn't exactly planning on studying abroad, but it just I went to the Study Abroad Fair, which we just had. Did any of you go to that? Study Abroad Fair? And they have a lot of great trips. You could also look online on our website, and they have a list of the trips going on, and the intercession, there's a deadline. I think it's like about December 4th to turn in that application for it, but it's really easy. And I tend to find the least expensive trips because I like doing that. I want to save some money for what I have to do when I actually become a real adult, so I can't just blow money on all these trips. But it's very inexpensive, very doable. And then my trip, that was $1,400, and then we had to buy like food and souvenirs on top of that. But it's fairly doable for 2 weeks, and that was all our hotel and like lodging and travel expenses and different museums that we went to. We went to a ton of different places. We went to Auschwitz, we toured like Kutna, we toured a ton of different cathedrals and things, and so that cost was all of that, which was a really good price. We also traveled by the Eurorail, so we had to have passes for the Eurorail for 3 different countries. So Dr. Schlick and Dr. Wells did a really good job of getting the price down for us, and then when we got back, they turned in the receipts to the budget committee, and they said, oh, you guys did great, you get a refund. So we all got, I got a $350 refund, so my trip was really only like $1,100, so it was awesome. The Study Abroad Fair would have been a good start, or just look on our website, see if it's something you're interested in. You definitely want to go with something you're interested in, or something that's in your field would be really good for your applications and your future resumes, and even something to talk about during interviews. And so the down payment, which actually my down payment, I'm going to Belize. I also signed up for that next one because I just am in the mood to study abroad like all the time now. And the down payment is just $150, and then after that they kind of make installments. I think ours was like $750 to $1,000, and then we paid the rest, like $500. Talk to your advisors about the opportunities you have. I know for this upcoming summer, they definitely have Spain. There's all kinds. There's definitely a Europe one, or like England, and I blinked. I had so many thought out. Of course, Belize, Costa Rica. There's a ton. So talk to your advisor, and they might be taking a group or have some information for you on something in your department. Like there's an animal psychology trip going to Belize Like, that's really random, but my roommate wants to do animal psychology. How amazing would that be for her applications and her experience? So just do it. It'll be awesome. So deciding to do a short term or a semester, I'm not a total expert on this because I've been struggling with this myself. Like, I took a short term, and I'm planning on taking more short term trips because I think it's a really good deal and getting that experience. Because it's a little daunting to go for a semester, but I do have a lot of friends that are going for a full semester, and I would love to, but there are so many things tying, me down here, my job, my family. So it just kind of depends. If you're able to take a semester abroad, that'd be amazing because they use Missouri Southern's tuition, and if you have scholarships or grant aid for Project Day that covers that, it's only the cost of Missouri Southern's tuition, which is amazing because it's really low here, abroad, and you just have to cover, think about food and think about your airfare. So there's definitely 10-day and 2-week and 1-month trips for intersession, but then of course a semester, it just depends. One of my friends is in France right now. She's okay, luckily, with what's been going on, but she kind of left like a month later because their school's a little bit different, but you just kind of work with the sister schools, and it's usually 4 months, 5 months, somewhere around there. So it is awesome, and we went here too. This was a beautiful church we went to, so it was awesome. And so picking a trip, I kind of already talked about this. Choose something that you're interested in or related to your major if you can. But if not, I was just really interested in this trip. It said, backpacking. I was like, that's totally me. All the things we're going to see. I would never go on this trip by myself or with my family. I would have never gone to the Czech Republic, Poland, or Denmark without, that's not like a vacation destination for people. But I saw some amazing things. This is Prague, kind of in the background. And I really enjoyed it. And I thought before going, I was like, if I go, I'll never have to go to these places again because I saw them and they're random. Why would I want to go back? But I really do want to go back because it was an amazing experience, in Prague and Copenhagen especially. So just kind of a little bit about my trip. I thought I'd share my experience with you, which I already talked about the price. It was like $1,400, but it was super priceless. It was amazing. And so we visited Auschwitz. I forgot how to say that, but we visited this amazing salt mine because it's like the oldest salt mine, but they still produce salt, but mostly give tours. And we went through, and it was like a 4.5-hour tour. It was long, and we walked a lot, and we saw so much. And then they said, you're only seeing 1% of the mine today. And we're like, what? It took us 4 hours to get there. And then so the Prague Castle, the monastery, early scientist homes like Copernicus and Gregor Mendel. We saw his pea plant garden, just crazy cool stuff. And my sister, Bethany Ames, she's not here. She's either in class or working or something, but I will present her presentation on career services. She actually works there. She got her start in Upward Bound during the summer before our freshman year of college. And she started working in career services, and she loves it there. So it's really cool on-campus job that she has. And so she does a lot for them. She does job postings. You'll see this packet of job postings around campus. Last year she used to post those up, and this year she's actually working on developing them and kind of putting it together. She kind of sets up appointments for people when they come in. So she has a lot of stuff, just cool office work, and she really enjoys it. So what can career services do for you, and why do you need them? Because they're a very great resource. Okay, putting it all together. Now that you've done all this awesome resume building stuff, it's time to put it together. And making a resume can be harder, than you think once you sit down to start it. And so you can go to career services and have a trained professional look over it. And I've had my resumes looked over by Heather. She's awesome. She just makes me sound so useful, and everyone wants to hire me. She'll do that for you too. So it definitely can't hurt to have your resume looked over, because sometimes we miss things in there that are misspelled, and you want it to be as professional as you can get it. And so they can also help you find jobs and internships to apply for, especially through Hire a Lion. Has anyone been on Hire a Lion on the MSSU website? It's awesome. And so there are a ton of full-time and part-time jobs that are listed on Hire a Lion. That are especially if it's on Hire a Lion, it'll specify if it's kind of for alumni, but organizations and and businesses out in Joplin and the surrounding community, they'll contact Missouri Southern and they'll say, I want our job to be on Higher Alliance so that we get some MSSU students, and that's what they're looking for. So it's specifically for us, and it's a really awesome tool. And then it also has unpaid and paid internships listed on there, volunteer opportunities, and if you go into career services, they can talk to you a lot about that too. They just have countless lists of things. And for volunteering, I learned this fun fact, there are 300 nonprofit organizations in Joplin, which is a huge amount for the size of a city. So just 300 alone, like 10 minutes from us. It's kind of insane. And so Optimal Resume is also awesome. It's on the Career Services site or MSSU website, and that can help you with, it'll give you templates for like resumes and cover letters and references and kind of anything you need for applying for a job, and it'll kind of save it on that website. I've tried to use it, but I'm like super old school, so I like typing it up on Word, and they're like, it looks bad, Ashley, put it in the Optimal Resume. I'm like, okay, someday. But they're awesome, and it just like makes it really easy for you. It's like, here's a box. Here's where you put this in the box. Makes building a resume really easy. And also, Career Services offers mock interviews, and they will ask you a ton of questions. I forgot how many questions they have. I think it's over 200, but they have over 200 like random questions that you could be asked for, like by someone that's interviewing you for the job. So it's kind of funny, and they'll really help you out with that, build your strength in interviews and stuff. And Super Leaders is also a part of it. Bethany, she's in Super Leaders this semester, and she's gotten to do a lot of really cool stuff. Every other Friday, they go to different places. Like this Friday, she's going to Mercy and Freeman, and they've gone to different businesses in Joplin, and they've learned a lot, and they've also done kind of like team building activities like the color code, and they've learned a lot about themselves and a lot about the community, and it's really to get you to be a really good leader in the community. And also, so resume, cover letter, reference letter, and application review, that's what they offer, mock interviews in person as well. They also just offer career and major counseling. They have a ton of tests and quizzes that you can take if you don't know what you want to do. Lots of stuff where you can kind of, like in high school we had those, we're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they would give us this huge form, and we'd fill it out, and they're like, you'd be best at being a doctor. So this is they have a ton of those, and even more in-depth and more accurate. And they have a lot of student and alumni events like the career fair or the Dress for Success. I've been to some of those, and it's awesome. The career fair, just to explore all the different options that you have, is kind of insane. And Dress for Success is awesome. You can take some professional clothing home with you for free. They help you try it on and tell you what looks good and what people will expect out of you for professional dress. And they've been having leadership luncheons, which has Sodexo catering, which is the fancy stuff, so it's really good. And if you have any more questions or anything about career services, it's mssu.edu/career, and that's their little website. So yeah, do you guys have any questions for any of us? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys. Yeah.
Nobody has questions, you guys are free to just complete your evaluations and call it a day. You can just leave them on your desk and I'll grab them.
Nice. Not even turtles? You guys don't want to know more about my turtles? They're so cool.
What kind of turtles are they?
Yellow-sided slider turtles.